Hey folks, welcome to the studio. Gradients drive modern design in a big way. We're seeing this trend show up across websites, apps, logos, typography, and all types of graphic design. Done well, gradients add new dimensions and depth to a design. So today, let's talk about how to make basic gradients in PowerPoint and a few simple use case scenarios. Let's start by finding the gradients we'll need. For this project, I've gone to gradienthub.com and I've chosen 4 different types of gradients. Depending on your presentation, you can find almost any gradient that you'll need here. I screen grab these gradients and I bring them onto PowerPoint. Now that we've imported our 4 gradients into PowerPoint, let's practice making all of them. Starting with the green gradient, let's draw a box underneath this, stretching across the slide, and remove the shape outline. Then right-click on the box and go to Format Shape. Here, go to Gradient Fill, and you see automatically it fills with the default gradient with 4 gradient stops. Let's select stop 1 and go to eyedropper. Select the leftmost gradient. Then select stop 2, again go to eyedropper and select a little to the left of the middle. Stop 3, again eyedropper, select a little to the right of the middle, and stop 4, eyedropper, and completely to the right. And here's our gradient. It looks pretty good, but it's not exactly the same as the screenshot we took. So for this, we need to change the direction and choose the one with the dark green linear right. As soon as we do that, our gradients start looking extremely similar. Let's go on to the next gradient. Once again, create a box. Remove outline, go to Gradient Fill, and start picking up the colors from our existing screenshot. And here we have our 4 gradients ready. Let's bring them all onto one slide and take a look at them. And here we have our 4 gradients ready. Let's take a look. Now, let's practice making a title slide using one of these gradients. Let's start by adding a new slide and importing a picture. Let's first resize this picture to fit the slide. Press Shift and Control and then drag the picture so it matches the 2 outside corners of the slide. Then click on Crop and crop the picture down into the borders of the slide. Once we have the picture here, let's select one of the gradients, say the orange one, and paste it onto the slide and drag the gradient to cover the slide. Right-click on the gradient, go to Format Shape. Now, in order to see the picture behind, let's play with the transparencies on each of the gradient stops. Gradient stop 2. I've taken the transparency to about 50%. And on gradient stop 3, I've also taken it to about 53%. Depending on the image behind and how much of it you want to show, you can play with the dragging the gradients around, play with the transparencies, and see what suits the image behind the best. Now, since this is like a sunset picture, I thought the orange gradient would work best on it. And then we can add some text on our title slide. Let's say EXPLORE. Choose the font that you want. In this case, Montserrat Black, which is a nice bold font. Increase the size depending on how big you want it. Maybe increase the spacing a little bit. Adjust it and change the color to, let's say, white. We can then right click on our gradient shape and bring to front so that the text also gets covered with the gradient a bit. And that's a quick way to build a nice gradient title slide. Now let's take a look at how we can make some title banners using these gradients. Let's create a new slide and import a picture in. This nice image of a city. We paste it in and let's resize it once again. Control Shift and drag and then crop. Let's select all the 4 gradients that we created earlier, copy them and paste them onto this slide. Now, as we did in this slide, let's play with the transparency of each gradient and see how it looks. Now we can add some text onto each of these 4 gradients that we've created. We can even animate our titles. In order to do that, let's group each gradient and their title together. Then select title 1, go to animations, and for this let's just add fade to it. Title 2, let's add the fade animation. Title 3, let's add the fade animation. Title 4 again. Now in slideshow mode, first we see the image, then click, 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 and that's the way to create beautiful gradient banners. Now that we know how to work with basic gradients, in our next video let's make this a little bit more advanced and learn how to make beautiful PowerPoint layouts using gradients. Alrighty then, remember to keep on creating and see you next time.